All right, so it's part 2. So right here, it said news about Aleut Eskimo controversy. Canadians that just so reasonable. Comedian Jeffrey tackled the Adam Eskimo name debate. See that? It said Adam Eskimo name insult to the Inuit. All right, so it's a bad word, man. They still fighting, just like watching Redskins, man. It says the Adam Eskimo not changing their name. July 3rd, 2018. See that? All right, so that's why we call Esau the devil, man. But it's hard out though. But then on YouTube, you can't put Edomite in your videos. And I bet you in California they got a site on YouTube. I bet you. Got a site on YouTube on one of these social sites, man. And of course they do, But they ain't gonna tell them take down. They gonna tell them take down our videos when we put their Esau, put the so-called white man correct name, Edomite, who he is, Edomite, Esau, on those titles and stuff. But they're not gonna change the name of the teens after which is a insult to our brothers, the tribe of Gad. All right, so right here it says okay, it says right here, it says what? Racism, a reality in the Arctic. And it says conference on racism last weekend, and Equality Inuit said they had suffered some of the cruelest acts of prejudice. Their children were forced into federal schools. Their dog teens were slaughtered. We are living with pain. Our parents, our brother, our relatives experienced, said Makika Kilibuk, who was one of the delegate representing Inuit. The MENA region consulting for the upcoming UN World Conference Against Racism brought together Aboriginal people from Nunavut in the Northwest Territory and Yukon for an experience of racism in the North. He said delegates at the conference talked about pain of going to government-run schools where many say they're stripped of their Inuit culture. All right, so this is something serious, man. So these people are the Israelites, man, that the Bible speaks of, man. All right. It says what will happen to them, man. They said what happened to the Israelites. One of the curses says what? Deuteronomy 28. People came carking them. It says what? Deuteronomy 28:43. It says stranger that within thee should get up above thee very high, thou shalt come down very early. Stranger to the other nations. Esau's so-called white man, the other nation, Ham, so-called Africans. He said, he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to thee. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. See? All right, so they got to go to him for certain things, man, the programs and stuff. And then what it says right here, the kids. It says, well, thy sons and daughters shall be given to another people, and thy eyes shall look and feel longer for all day long. There shall be no might in thy hand. All right, all these schools, man. All right. Federal schools, these kids taken away from them, also slavery, man. So-called, Native Americans. All right. So it says, it'd be slavery or fair boarding school, It says, right here, it says, and there shall be no might in thy hand. Well, no might in thy hand, man. Take their kids, be brainwashed. And then what it said, they lose their heritage. So Deuteronomy 28:29 says what? And thou shalt grope at noonday as blind grope in the darkness. Thou shalt not prophesy where thou shalt be on the present spoiled evermore. No man shall say, thou shalt grope at noonday as a blind man gropes in darkness. All right, they don't know who they is. All right. They don't know who they are. They don't know they're the Israelites. And then Esau, he further affliction by kidnapping them and what culture they had. They had because, we the salt of the earth. And it just totally erased it, man. Brainwashed them in school and stuff, man. And, I don't want that yet. Alright. Alright, so right here it says, it said the meeting of regional consultants says, let's see, brought together the Aboriginal people from the, let's get the delegates conference talked about. I already read that. Alright, it said Kilb also the president of Kikabit Continent into Association said that one for the animal, the most overasked racism was the RCBMP slaughter of their dog team throughout the 1950s, 1960s. Dogs were essential for transporting and hunting and winter. Dogs devastated many Inuit families. See that? That's what Esau did to him, man. Just because it happened many years ago, doesn't mean it was forgotten. Kilba said. Kilba Torbertins, who included Haiti Fire, ultimate Secretary of State to Mother Country for decades, the Inuit was stuck with stigma of being called Eskimos. See that? Alright, that's a bad word, man. The name, which likely derived from any word, mean the people who eat raw meat, cast Inuit in bad light for the rest of Canada. Alright, see that? Today, Kimber said the Inuit do a different form of discrimination. She said they had to fight for money from the Canadian government for social programs. See that? Deuteronomy 28, 43, 44. Housing, healthcare. She suggested the Inuit are not getting a fair share of federal pot of money. When you look at the federal program, the Inuit get the short end of the stick. Come on, man. So there you go, man. All right. All right. So the curses, man, fall upon the people, man. So-called Eskimos. All right. Look at this right here. It said King's Gallery slaves of the Northern Fur Trade, American tragedy. All right. You got to remember the people. There's blanket all these people up in this area, man. Was blanket with the term Eskimos, man. All right, these Gadites. All right, and the word Gad means troop, man, army, warriors, man. All right, to you scoffers talking about, oh, they derogatory too. No, it's not, man. These people are Israelites. It says slaves of the Northern Fur Trade, American tragedy. All right. I'm gonna skip that. Let me see. It says the history of the Ugandan English name for themselves go back more than 10,000 years. That's what Esau says in the Aleutians. All right. Aleut. That's how it's a lot if I pronounce it wrong. The Aleut. It said the history of Uganda, the Aleut name for themselves go back to more than 10,000 years in Aleutian, an island chain that stands over 1,000 miles into the Pacific. All right, so they know 10,000 years, man. People are like it said here they survive by fishing, hunting sea animal, birds, and by gathering sea urchin, mussels, seaweed. It said going off. All right, you don't supposed to eat that, man. All right, it's in Deuteronomy 14 and Leviticus chapter 11. It said Aleut society was complex. Each village had a chief, council, elder, shaman, all chosen by common consent. Aleut practiced acupuncture, surgery reform, autopsy, had extensive knowledge of herbal medicines. They also created unique bentwood welling hats and wool, some of the finest baskets ever produced. See that? There's lights, man. Although Aleuts were aware of the Pribalons, which are located 240 miles north of the Aleutians, 300 west of the mainland, they had never inhabited the islands. This was changed with the arrival of the Russians. All right, yeah. So it says 1741, the St. Paul and St. Peter sailed into the Aleutians part of various barons. Second dish to explore the waters northeast of Siberian coast. The St. Peter was shipwrecked and having island, but survivors were able to fashion new vessels and salvage wood managed to return to Russia, bringing with them 900 sea otter pelts, which is an event that will eventually change the fate of the Aleutians forever. Siberian saberfire had long been a highly valued commodity in much of Europe for the warmth it provided, but species had been hunted almost to extinction. See, that's Esau, man. It said Russian merchants now look east to Aleut to change for a new source of warmth and wealth. It said by 1745, the first promising Russian fur trader landed in the Aleutians and forced Aleut to hunt for them. By 1772, the Russians controlled the entire chain of islands with natives enslaved to them, and despite the little ones had all but wiped out fur-bearing animals such as fox and seal, the ecological catastrophes were only surpassed by the human one. All right, so the 1772. All right, Trevor Gad, those Gadates of here since enslaved by Esau. All right, let me see. There it said Deuteronomy. Yep. Let me see. Yep. So they was enslaved by. Alright, so go ahead right there. Alright, Deuteronomy 28, 43, 43, 44. Then also Deuteronomy 28 and 68. It said thou shalt go into Egypt right here. Alright. It said Deuteronomy 28. It said the Lord shall breed into Egypt again with ships by the way wherever I speculated, thou shalt see it no more again, where you shall be sold unto your enemy from bondman, no man shall buy you. Egypt means bondage, man. You know, also these Inuits, man, they was, their brethren, man, they the other brethren, they call it their name, the Inuit, all the, it's a slave. They was shipped to other countries too, man. Some died. All right. It said, Lord, how shall bring it to Egypt again? This means bondage, man. All right. This means bondage. Let's see right here. I'll say, where's the scripture at? He's getting this. No, I ain't gonna get Isaiah. I'm gonna get Psalms. Damn, they don't never act right. Get this Psalms 44. Alright. Says right here, Psalms 44. Yeah. It says right here, Psalms, yep. Roaches came to the island. It says Psalms 44:14, thou shalt make us a bower among the heathen, a shaking of the head. No, there it goes. There was Salak. Psalms 44:12, it says, what thou sellest thy people for naught, does not increase thy wealth by thy praying. So Most High gave them to the hands of the Edomites from Russia, man. Alright. So, they conquered them, put them in slavery, man. Then you go to this book right here. Alright. Africans and Native Americans by Jack D. Forbes. Alright, so we talking about the same people up there, definitely the same people, but just got different names. 54. It says right here, they're right here. It says in 1576, the Americans, probably Inuit, was kidnapped by Martin Frobisher, one of them being sketched by Lucas D. Harrell, the Flemish artist. Like many Inuits kidnapped in subsequent years, the majority of them seem to have died, all right, away from their home environment. All right. And I'm gonna come back and revisit the history of because some more stuff. Even it says right here, long according to the Vikings, man. The Vikings was originally the Southern Kingdom, so-called Negro. They kidnapped them too, man. It says what, Deuteronomy 28, 54, man. And brother should have it. It says right here, man, should have an evil eye for his brother, man. All right, so so-called Eskimos, man, they're Israelites, man. There's no getting around this, man. All right, it says slaves on the northern. It says, alright. It says by 1772, Russia controlled the entire chain of islands with natives enslaved to them. Despite the little one, all had wiped out Fairbanks, Amazons, and Foss and Sea. The ecological status was only suppressed by the human one. As Russia took the island after island, they attacked little villages, taking captives. See that? Males were forced to hunt sea otters as far away as Baja, California. Damn. Children was held prisoner to ensure that their fathers would obey. Females were sent to the men of Siberia who perpetually lack women. All right. It said the only defense the Lewis had against Russian muskets was to flee, but they could not hide for long. When they tried to revolt, the Russians acted brutal revenge, killing more than 3,000. Smallpox, tuberculosis, and other diseases to which the Lewis had no hereditary immunity further destroyed the population. All right. It says sea otter and phosphor has become prized in the course of Europe and Asia. And Siberian merchants became rich, supplying them. All right. So they're talking about they women being sold to Siberian men. All right. Well, right here it says what? And you better believe some of the women was engaged, man. All right. It says what? Deuteronomy. That happened to the so-called Negroes, man. Deuteronomy 23, thou shalt betroth a wife, another man shall lie with her, thou shalt bind a house, and thou shalt not dwell therein, thou shalt plant a vineyard, thou shalt not gather grapes thereof. It said, thou shalt the wife, and another man shall lie. Well, that's what happened when the women got sent to the men in Siberia. All right. It says, right here, it says, and then their children was kidnapped, man. Going back to Deuteronomy 28 and yeah, make sure they was obey. Yeah. All right. Deuteronomy 28 and 32. Thy sons, thy daughters be given to another people, thy eyes shall look and fear, will longing for them all day long. There should be no might in thy hand. All right. You bet some of the women was little girls, man, probably 12, 13. They was kidnapped. And then the children were held captive. Make sure they fathers obey, man. All right. So yeah, it says farways of California. Yeah. It said the only defense Lewis had against Russian muskets was, but they couldn't hide longer. Right. It says smallpox, tuberculosis, other diseases to which Lewis had no interest in destroy the further population. All right. So let's get that out. All right. Let's see that. Let's see. Deuteronomy 28 and 22. Yahweh shall smite thee with consumption, with a fever, with inflammation, with a stream burning, with the sword, with blasting, with mildew, and they shall pursue thee till thou perish. All right. So, there you go, man. All right. All the diseases and stuff, man. All right. Let's see. Let me get right here. Slaughter them, killing more than 3,000. See that Deuteronomy 28 and it says right here, it says what? Deuteronomy 28:49 said, therefore thou shalt serve. It says Deuteronomy 28:49 said, Yahweh shall serve. And it said, Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from far from thee, and the earth swift as the eagle fly. Was the Esau known as the eagle, man? All right, so-called white man knows using symbol eagle. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. They speak in a nation of fierce count which shall not regard a person old, nor show favor to the young. All right. All right, so you gonna be right. You gonna be Deuteronomy 28 and 60. It's 28:60 said, thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, thou shalt fear day and night, and shall have none assurance in thy life. All right. So, there you go, man. Slaughter, man. Like they nothing, man. Let's see, song. Let me get this songs. This video taking longer than, cause so much stuff, man, in here. It's a lot. I'm trying to get something. No, let's take. Oh boy. Let me cut this right here.